We are not talking specifically about emergent issues only. We're going to offer the full spectrum of medical, cosmetic, and even surgical derm services, but through scheduling and through a retail approach to where we position the office, through some technology that we're going to be using to allow people to book online. We're going to make this whole approach to dermatology care a whole lot more convenient. Again, more statistics. I don't have a ton of time, and I'm typically pretty wordy, so I'll just sort of skim through this. I mean, we've really done a tremendous amount of research on two different fronts. One is with dermatologists to understand wait times, different services offered, et cetera. The other is in the urgent care space, because, and to me, this was really the light bulb moment in my own research of this, is what I think is a phenomenal long-term investment thesis. And I guess there's probably not much reason for these statistics to be published, but what you find is that at urgent care, a very high percentage of people who come in actually present with a derm issue. In fact, I think most every urgent care investor I've spoken with have told me respiratory issues and derm are at the top of the list. However, as you probably know if you've gone into an urgent care, those facilities are generally not staffed with derm specialists. They're staffed with ER docs or family medicine or orthopedics, so there's just this amazing demand. And I talk about urgent care not because we're solely reliant on urgent care as our sole channel, wow, for patient flow, but just it's so screamingly obvious how big the demand is. Okay, I'm going to be moving on. You know, we talk about the 3 Ps like others here have talked about. I mean, I totally agree with what Eric was saying earlier, and this is really core to the whole concept here. People are conditioned to want it now. You know, Amazon or Apple, you know, Uber, this is just the natural. And you're seeing it across all different aspects of healthcare, and orthopedics and dental and back pain. And given the data that we've seen in dermatology, it's obviously, you know, we think just a tremendous fit in terms of what I'm calling the demand side of the equation. We actually spend most of our time talking about providers, because the reason for this this historically long wait time is a basic supply and demand issue. You're only seeing a few hundred derm residents come out of their programs every year. The population continues to grow, and so there just aren't enough dermatologists to meet that demand. And most all of the problem solving that we're dealing with, the strategy discussions address the providers and how we're different in terms of recruitment, compensation, providing autonomy, and the way we're going to allow our providers to practice and good stuff like that. Certainly we do have competition. I would submit that if someone is contemplating getting Botox at a Medi Spa or a hair salon, we're probably going to win out over that competition. I would also submit, based on all the research we've been doing, all the people who are now involved in the project, that we are very likely to see the same type of statistics that you saw early in the urgent care development, which is actually a creation of a new market opportunity. Awesome, 2 minutes. Meaning, you know, we've got one investor coming into our company who was very early in the urgent care space. He built a business with 140 some odd offices, sold it for a couple $2 billion, and he tells this great story about how many patients the local ER saw. After 5 years he was in business, the ER was still seeing that many patients, but because of his whole convenient care approach to the urgent care area, he just created this phenomenal new market of people that were coming in because it was more accessible. And we 100% are expecting to see the same types of statistics. Lots of money flowing into the space, very smart money. The reasons that it's coming into the space is right here. People more aware about instances of skin cancer, the aging population everybody has been talking about, this supply and demand problem with dermatologists, and general profitability of the specialty. I could tell you, you know, how I got into this business. I'm a lifer at startups. The last time I met Jeff, I think I was probably doing my last company, which I sold a couple years ago. You know, my fiance is a dermatologist, a local Mohs surgeon. It's incredibly profitable. And what more can I say? She introduced me to my partner, Dr. Brisman, who's here with me today. We got a phenomenal team, and there's just a lot of people that are showing interest in this. I mean, I don't have a ton of time to get into the financials, but what we've been doing is presenting what I would call a consolidated single office view of what this business looks like. The idea is to show people how well we know what it is we're doing. This is not academics, this is actual operating data. Although we're depicting, what I would call a consolidated operation between the administrative company and the medical practice. Of course, we've got, a big plan for multiple offices, and we can get into all that good stuff if you're interested. Just wrapping it up real quick, we are raising some capital. We do have some capacity in the current round. So if you've got questions, happy to discuss those.
Thank you.